Hey everybody, so welcome to the first episode of What's Their Sign? So as you guys may have heard, there is a defamation case that I decided to delve into astrologically between Johnny Depp and Amber Heard. So he is suing her for $50 million for defamation, basically claiming that he was in an abusive relationship and then she claimed that he abused her, which he's saying he didn't. And she was partook in an article about abused women, didn't name him, but implied it, and that he lost, he was immediately dropped from Pirates of the Caribbean, which is like one of his biggest roles, and just felt kind of blackballed from the industry. It's been going on for a couple years, but thanks to some transits and some things, it is out in the news today. I remember, it was just so crazy, like some of the headlines, and I was like, immediately my first thought when I'm watching anything big in the news is like, okay, what's going on astrologically? So I looked up his chart, I looked up her chart. Not surprisingly, their charts were trending on a lot of astrology websites, and I found some interesting stuff. So let's get into it. Shall we insert their separate charts here? So we could kind of take a look at what's going on. The first thing that like grabbed my eye immediately, and I was like, what? That's not right. She has a moon in Libra. When I saw that, I was like, huh? Like, when they were describing her aggressive behavior.
She threw the large bottle and it made contact and shattered. And when she was in between us, Amber snuck in she got the roundhouse in and just nailed me on the cheekbone.
I didn't punch you, by the way. I'm sorry that I didn't hit you across the face in a proper slap, but I was hitting you. It was not punching you. Babe, you're not punched.
Don't tell me what it feels like to be punched.
You know, you've been in a lot of fights. You've been around a long time.
I was like, this is so anti-Moon in Libra, because Moon in Libra, us more than any other Libra placement, more than a Libra sun, more than a Libra ascendant, cares truly and emotionally about peace, harmony, speaking respectfully to people, being respectful in interpersonal relationships, not being the aggressor. Libra is the opposite of Aries, so anti-violence. They'll really even be passive aggressive to try to promote peace. These are the people, and I'm a Moon in Libra, so I want to make that clear. Moon in Libra, this is so like not what we do. So when I saw that and I'm listening to the facts of the case, I'm like, how the hell is it that this woman has a Moon in Libra? Like, it's not adding up. And then I was watching the testimony of Dr. Curry, who performed psychological analysis on Amber Heard, and I was like, what she did was basically diagnose Amber Heard with bipolar disorder and with histrionic personality disorder. And I'll insert the clips. I'm sorry, not bipolar disorder, borderline personality disorder.
These people could use manipulation tactics to try to get their needs met, very needy of attention, acceptance, approval. They tend to distance people who are close to them. Initially, they may seem very charming. They're very socially sophisticated, actually. That was a major component on there. They have a capacity to kind of offer some of their faults, but in a way, but only the ones that people think of lightly and can all relate to. And so they can present as very fair and balanced, but in actuality, they really might be very judgmental of others and unaware of problems in their behavior and their thinking.
From watching these clips, I really got a sense about how her Moon in Libra starts to play into this. So Moon in Libra, although they want to be peaceful and harmonious in their interpersonal relationships, they really are scared to be alone. And Moon in Libra, we definitely can have this sort of vacuous copycat energy. So that's how you see it with the borderline personality, where she's just like, I don't want to be alone. I can't. You hear her say in some clips, I feel like I'm about to die. The relationship is so important to her, integral to her being, that if things are going wrong, she feels so bereft, so distraught, and it is forcing her, well, not gonna say forcing her, but maybe that energy, I think, is kind of encouraging her to act in these more extreme erratic behaviors, hence. And another thing with histrionic personality disorder, when she described it, I really was feeling a reflection of that vacuous Libra energy. Libras, of any placement, but like I said, especially Libra moon, because we feel it. We can't help but be this. We can't help but be our moon. It just comes, it's who we are inside, are the great imitators. And the reason for this is to gain social acceptance. That's what a moon in Libra does. If you have a moon in Libra teenager and you send them to an inner city high school and they're gonna be listening to Lil Durk, if you send them to a school where they're listening to BTS and a lot of K-pop, they're going to slowly but surely, you're going to start seeing BTS posters in their room, and you'll start to see them take on the personality of wherever they're around. Whatever they're around, that's just kind of what they take on the flavor of. And when people see you doing that, unconsciously starting to dress like them and do your hair like them and listen to the music and copy their sayings and just their ways of being, they will unconsciously start to accept you because they'll think subconsciously, oh, this person is like me. And so they'll bring you into the group. Libra very much, as the doctor expanded on, can have a lack of a personality, or really can feel a lack of a personality on their own, having a hard time feeling like, if you're a moon in Libra, and I've definitely felt this, so this is like not a diss to moon in Libras, and you're sitting at home, you may have a friend, you may call your friend and say, well, I'm bored. That's a social aspect. And they might say, well, let's go swimming. So then you're going swimming. Or if you were to call another friend, they might say, let's go to movies. So now you're watching a movie. You didn't, but if you have no friends to call, you don't really know what you want to do. You kind of like look for somebody to lead you. And I just thought, it was like, that was a really interesting example of the stereotype that Moon and Libra has of being so peaceful and amenable and nice and amicable, especially in relationships. And we can very much not be this way, because the insecurity can come out and the vacuousness, the latching onto personality can come out. So I thought that it took me a couple days to like put that together, but I thought that was very interesting. An interesting expression of an unevolved, maybe less mature moon in Libra. But of course, the case has a lot of different elements and a lot of different parts. So I was like, even when I delved further, the next thing that I feel like just slapped me in the face or screamed off the page about her chart was that she has Mars tightly conjunct Neptune. So Neptune is this big outer generational planet and Mars is a little bit more inward. So you've got this little Mars, and Mars is a planet of aggression, action, drive. It's, that Martian stereotypical boy energy. Neptune just clobbering it, just drowning it out, no boundaries, all clouds. And this is a quote from Astrology.com. This is a quote from her. It says, hidden, illegal, or immoral activities that you may not be proud to display. And it's screamed Mars conjunct Neptune. The whole, I'm not punching you, I'm hitting you. Her personality, even outside of this case, never wants to show that aggressive part. We want to take the Mars that's punching people and smacking your husband and slamming the door in his face, and we want to cover that up with Neptune and make it nice and make it not a big deal. We want to tell him that he's fine, and we don't want anyone to really know about it because you just don't want that out there. Her aggression, I think, with this is very much hidden from her. She is not aware fully about how aggressive that she's really being and about how wrong that really is. And that's why we can all look at it and laugh like, yo, you just shit in this man's bed. Like, you just smacked him in the head with the door. Like, you just severed his finger off. Like, you're doing too much. But she can't see it like that. She just is like, not only does she rationalize it herself, I think, with this placement, but she also, there's some part of her that still knows it's wrong. And so she wants to hide it and then deal with it in herself. And then in herself, she still rationalizes in her mind, like, oh, it wasn't that bad. Oh, you're fine. It's not a big deal. I think at one point she even says, you're a man, so you're going to tell somebody you're a victim of domestic violence. Trying to take her aggression and fucking confuse everybody and use words to convince her husband and the court and herself that her aggressive actions, her Martian actions, they really just aren't that bad. You know, you guys really need to just calm down. Let's just distract. Let's talk about other things like his drug problem or this or that don't really have anything to do with the fact that you committed violence against your partner. Man, woman, rich, white, black, poor, doesn't matter. That aggression is not okay. And she is having a hard time with that. And I want to say, like, we can evolve with our planets, definitely, but Amber Heard is like 39. So I just feel like this is a lesson. Either if she doesn't get it during this court case, then I just feel like she's never going to get it. And I feel like when I watch her, like, I'm not a mind reader, but it just doesn't look like she gets it. The little faces that she makes to her lawyer and just the way that she, to me, just shows still she's like not willing to accept that she is too aggressive or just even aggressive at all. She just is not. And I think one of the things that shows her delusion around that is that she recorded a lot of incidents that is now being used as evidence by him against her. And it's just the delusions, like you are on camera admitting that you hit him and that you hurt him. And you are using that as proof. You're still not seeing like, yo, I need to stop. I need to stop being aggressive to my partner. She just can't. She's not there yet. Because she is a beautiful Taurus woman. She's beautiful. And she's got this moon in Libra. And, you know, she's painting and she's an Aquaman and she's at the Met Gala. We don't really want this to be out there. And even when it's out there, she's still like not. She's still got her head in the sand about it. She also has, and I think this is important to a lesser degree, she has Jupiter in Pisces. And Pisces, my Pisces placements, my Pisces people, I love you guys. You know, I have a 12th house stellium and a Saturn in Pisces. But Pisces, like if you have any kind of Pisces placement or 12th house placement too, but especially Pisces, you're just fucking delusional. And I feel like the fact that she has a Jupiter in Pisces, it just encourages her to be more Neptunian and more delusional and just to believe her own shit and to believe her own lies. I mean, if you read the comments, like, I'm on Johnny's side. She's delusional. How can she not see herself? I think she's actually countersuing him. So I feel like the Jupiter in Pisces, although it's an outer planet, it just allows her, whenever she is deluding herself, to go deeper into it and to just further believe her own fantasies, her own lies, her own reality that she's created for herself. So now let's take it over to JD. One of the first things that stuck out to me, if you look at their synastry chart, and I'll put that I'll put that picture here, her Chiron is conjunct his sun in Gemini. His Chiron is conjunct her Jupiter in Pisces. Chiron is pain, and as you get older, it gets better and you can heal it, but it's always a little tender. It's always a little sore. It's your wound that you're born with. So her Chiron, and the sun is like a big ass flashlight or like a UV lamp. He is lighting it up. He is expanding it. And if you're not evolved, and clearly she's not evolved, it's going to just it's going to bring that part of you, that insecure, that wounded, that hurt part of you to the forefront. And so she's really going to feel hurt. And Jupiter is a planet of expansion. So where he feels hurt, she expands that. She makes the hurt feel bigger. She takes the wound and she stabs something deeper. Both parties' Chirons are lit up by extremely big planets, hot planets. Both people feel pain being together. They ignite pain in each other. It made me think of that old pinball game where the ball's like boom, smack, smack, smack. But really, it's just the chemistry of the planets just smacking each other and lighting up these painful parts of ourselves. These people, they hurt each other. And if you have Chiron placements, because everybody has a Chiron and it interacts with the rest of the world, you can't not have a Chiron. It's really up to you to shape up or shape out. If you know someone's sun is on your Chiron or their Jupiter is on your Chiron, it's really a chance that they're given by the universe to kind of fix their pain, heal their wounds, see, like, look at my wound and see if I can heal it more and then keep going in this relationship. But obviously, that's not how it played out. I thought it was really interesting. Her Mars Neptune conjunction is in Capricorn and his moon is in Capricorn. It will create a strong sensual attraction. The Mars planet of like our turn-ons and stuff like that, and the moon, which is like our innermost selves. In heterosexual relationships, or even, you know, same-sex relationships, the one who's the more dominant or the more aggressive one should have the Mars, usually the man, in heterosexual relationships, and the woman should be the moon, the softer planet. He will be attracted to her softness. He will pursue her softness. That is how ideally this can play out. And because of that, there's this just natural sexual attraction or sensual attraction. But in the case of Amber Heard and JD, they have them switched. So she is the Mars. When this happens, when it's a woman's Mars coming on a man's moon, he feels like she's too aggressive. He feels like she's not necessarily what a woman should be. Whatever he thinks that is, she's not it. Because she's too masculine, because she's too aggressive. She can be too loud, she can be too violent, she can be too vulgar, she can be too rude. It plays out in different kind of ways. It doesn't always mean your girlfriend's going to hit you or your wife is going to hit you. Like, you really need to calm down. You need to act like a lady. You'll feel that about her. And I felt like the fact that she's so deluded and confused about her aggression, and it's right on his moon. He's like, why don't you see you're doing too much? So there's definitely physical attraction between them, which is probably a big part of them getting together. But she, in her delusion and in her being a woman, it comes on really strong to his moon, and it just kind of unsettles and upsets him. And that's why he's so calm. He's like, look, I don't like this. I don't want this in the courtroom. And if you think about it, that's what this case is really all about. It's him saying she's being too aggressive. It's her delusion. It's his loss, and then it's him trying to, again, stick up for himself. And thus we have the defamation case that we are watching today. I think in the beginning, there was definitely probably a real love here. They both have Venus in Taurus very close to each other. And I think there is just no more perfect definition of falling in love than having your Venus in the same sign, especially conjunct. It just, the way you love and the way they love just go. It just happens, and it is so natural, and it is just, it's like this reciprocity thing that just keeps getting better and better. You love how they are and how they treat you, so they become that more, and they treat you how they love, but it's all on the same wave. It's like we're on the same page, we're in the same book, like everything just flows. And Venus in Taurus is in its, is it in its exaltation or its sign of rulership? So it's happy here. Venus is well here, and Venus is meeting another Venus that's like, I see you, and they get along. And so I think definitely in the beginning, there probably was such a strong love here. And her sun is not conjunct the Venus, is in the early degrees of Taurus, but still in Taurus. So her basic essence, her basic who she is in a nutshell, he loved. But when you've got, not even the planets, but when you've got these unevolved placements, it kind of just took a turn for the worse, and it ended as relationships do. And that's okay. And I felt inspired to make this video, not to make anybody look bad, because I feel like they did that, you know, she did that all on her own. Not to make anybody look bad, but really to look at the intricacies and how interesting it is when we watch how the planets play out with each other, and we can watch real world events and say, what's their sign? And look it up, and you'll see very real interpretations. You'll see very real depictions of the signs and the planets in real life. So yeah, that was my very short video on the whole Amber Heard and Johnny Depp defamation case. I hope you guys liked it. Please tell me what other celebrities or events you'd like to see. Please subscribe and like the video. And yeah, we can talk about it all in the comments. Anyway, until the next video, guys. Bye.